It's time for us to head to the movies. Joining me now is our film critic, Eric Childress of the Chicago Film Critics Association. Let's start with The Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
We're from the Kingsman tailor shop in London. Maybe you've heard of us.
Oh, the Kingsman?
Yeah.
Huh. That's where y'all got them fine suits and them fancy spectacles y'all got on.
Exactly.
Well, Angie, this is a sequel to a surprisingly strong hit from February of 2015.
I saw the first one.
Did you see the? What did you think of it?
It was wonderful until the ending. The ending was gratuitous. I don't know why they had to go there.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of, gratuitous is probably a very good word. And really, the ending is pretty much all I remember about this movie. That I kind of liked
The new
movie.
one?
No, the old one.
The old one.
The original movie. Which
Did you like that ending?
Well, I thought it was, I was amused by it.
Was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, a lot of heads explode, and Samuel Jackson has a lisp, and a girl has swords for legs, and the hero gets a very interesting reward at the end of the movie. That's about all I remember about this movie that I kind of liked, and I've kind of forgotten about it since then. But it was a surprisingly strong hit. I'm curious to see if this sequel is going to have the legs that the original one did. But it has some competition this weekend. It is still doing a lot of money, so I think there could be a battle for the #1 slot this weekend.
Let's move you on now to the Lego Ninjago movie.
Hello, fellow teenager.
Zane, hey.
Man, my mom is on my case all the time. She's all... And I'm like, lay off, Mom. I'm just a teenager.
I hear that.
And this is another interesting situation this weekend because the two previous Lego movies I'm a big fan of. The Lego movie was on my top 10 list that year. The Lego Batman movie this year I think is one of the funniest movies this year. And they've been very successful here in the US and have done okay worldwide. Haven't quite done the sort of money that like the Illumination and the Pixar movies have done overseas, but they've done well enough. But Warner Brothers, for some reason, and we probably know the reason, withheld a lot of critics from seeing this movie. They were very picky and choosy. I think I only know of one critic here in Chicago that saw the movie.
We sent a critic out.
Oh, did you?
Yes, our editors, son and daughter, reviewed the movie for us.
Okay.
And MJ says that he liked the movie and he really loved the robots.
Okay.
So high marks coming from MJ Conyers.
Okay. Okay. So young children give it high marks, but critics, it seems like they're hiding the movie for a reason. So maybe critics aren't going to have that kind of same reaction. And Warner Brothers have had a lot of success since Wonder Woman came out. They've Wonder Woman, Dunkirk, Annabelle Creation, a lot of big successes. So maybe they're feeling they don't need critics right now, which is kind of weird because all those movies did very well critically. Even it was in the 80 percentile at Rotten Tomatoes. So, good luck with Ninjago, I guess.
This is what I'm excited about. You are fresh off the Toronto Film Festival.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to start with your second favorite film.
Okay.
Not your top film, but
Okay.
I, Tanya.
Well, it's not exactly my second favorite film, but it's one of the films that I did very much enjoy. And this is a film I, Tanya is referring to Tanya Harding. And this takes us back to 1994 and even earlier than that. This is a biopic of Tanya Harding. And I think that this is a film that's going to give people a new perspective on exactly what happened, the incident as this is referred to in the movie.
Caught on tape by interest.
Caught on
Chicago.
tape. Yes, absolutely. And
they've been loving the royalty since.
And was, the big tabloid story that year before O.J. Simpson came along, obviously. And this story, I think, gives you a very sympathetic portrait of Tanya Harding, what the hardships that she went through to get to this moment, how she was kind of a little bit complicit in what happened, but how these two idiots that she was involved with basically were the masterminds, so to speak, use that word loosely, of this incident. And Neon, a newly formed company this year, picked up this film from the festival. It looks like they're going to be trying to do an awards push for it this year, and that's good news for Margot Robbie, who plays Tanya Harding. I think it's the best performance she's given to date, and I think that she might have an outside chance at a nomination if the studio can pull this off.
And your #1 pick from the Toronto Film Festival?
My favorite film at the festival is called 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, Toronto Film Festival is sort of the first big sort of landmark that sort of gives us an insight into the award season. We saw a number of films dropped off the radar this particular festival, but others were kind of lauded up, including 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which is the latest film from Martin McDonagh, who did In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths. There's 2 movies for your Netflix queue. And this is an original film. Frances McDormand plays a woman who buys 3 billboards just up the road from her house, trying to find justice for her daughter, who was murdered 7 months earlier. The cops in town, the case has gone cold, and it becomes this battle of wills between justice and whether or not the cops are actually doing their job. A lot of things going on in this movie. Frances McDormand, I think, is a very likely nominee for Best Actress. Might even be the front runner to win at this point. And I think Sam Rockwell also has a really good chance at a Best Supporting Actor nomination, which is very overdue because Sam Rockwell is great.
Strong script.
A very strong script. I think the screenplay is most definitely going to be nominated. This is a film to look forward to. Fox Searchlight has this film. We'll see how it does at the box office, but this is one of those, people are always talking about movies for adults. This is definitely one of them.
And it's not a true story, but it sounds like it could be.
It does. It sounds like it's plucked something right from the headlines, maybe some obscure little story in Missouri that we never really heard about. But no, it's an original story.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.